Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of Men of War Sword Squad 2. In today's episode we have a D-Day-like scenario where the Americans are attacking a German fortified coastal position near France or in France, I would think. So similar to D-Day. And yeah, this is going to be probably the first of a few parts of this map because I want to do more parts of attacking this map, but if the Americans don't manage to capture this first post, then there aren't going to be any more parts, but I'll do my best to ensure the Americans capture this entrenched beach position. So before I start the battle, I quickly want to go over the defenses and the assets of the attacking side. So starting off with the defenses, we have a few engineers who lay out some mines. Let me quickly show them to you. There they are. And yeah, they've got a lot of anti-infantry bunkers with machine guns and this entrenched position at the beach right here, which you know is pretty powerful against infantry. Machine guns are good against infantry, yes. To the few people who didn't know that. Then we have a lower caliber type of puck hidden in the shrubbery. That's probably going to take out a few Shermans. And further down, we have this bunker with a larger caliber type of puck inside of it. So that'll probably give the armored brigade of the Americans some headaches. Also, there are a lot of bunkers and snipers hidden all along this coast side who are trying to take out invading American infantry, which you know is not good for the Americans, obviously. Then on this side, we also have another puck bunker. A Stuk that's dug in and will shoot down any advancing American tanks, hopefully for the Americans, for the Germans, I mean. It's been a long time since I've made a video, so if I kind of say stuff that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, I'm sorry. We also have this beautiful looking early version of a Panther tank. You can tell it's an early version because it still has the machine gun port in front of it. I think it's Ausführung G, not sure. Anyway, it's also overlooking the beach and will probably shoot down some Shermans. Another Stuk, I think it's a Stuk 4 or 3. One of those. And also this camp of Panzergrenadiere. They are overwatching these fuel trucks and chilling at the fire. We have a lot of mortars. As I think it's quite common for entrenched beach positions to have this kind of mortars, but they won't be healthy for the attacking Americans, I can already tell you that much. And another mortar, more mortars. I think there should also be some mortars over here. Actually, there aren't any mortars over here, but that's alright. That's good for the Americans, I guess. We have a admiral over here, I think, or an officer at least, who is overseeing the battle. And yeah, I think that's most of the defenses. They aren't as complicated as I usually like to make them in my battles, because if I put too many infantrymen or tanks or whatever in here, then it would be quite impossible for the Americans to win. So there's that. Also, don't worry about this tank trap wall I've created over here. For some reason, the American tank AI likes to just steer over here and drive to this part of the map that isn't in existence, and I don't want that to happen, so that's why I put a few tank traps there. And yeah, the Americans get Shermans, of course, in the first wave of attack. There are going to be multiple attack waves, and I'm just gonna deploy them off camera, I think. And it's a joint invasion of the airborne troops and the usual US Army. So in this boat, for example, we have a few airborne troops. You can tell by the sandbag patches they have on their helmets. I think that's to help stop bullets or something. So a few earlier Shermans, then this M3 Grant. I don't think those things will hold up for a long time, since I think the Russians called them a grave for 7 brothers, so that says something about the tank's production value. Also these half-tracks, I think they are called M3 half-tracks, with a few riflemen in there and a medic. And yeah, in this wave we have a few Shermans, like I said. So that's the armor for this wave. And back here I have the reserves for what I'll give the Americans in their other attacking wave. So yeah, I think we got a Firefly over here, for example, then Sherman 5, this should be, and it should be a later version of the Sherman with tulip rockets, so should work pretty well for the Americans. And yeah, I think that's all of the defenses, so I guess I can start the battle now. And the frame rate is gonna drop in the beginning, so it's gonna be more of a slideshow, I think, than an actual video. Hope you don't mind that, but my computer isn't that great for handling battles like this. Germans are already being shot. Infantry is dismounting. So far no tank has exploded, that's a good sign. Doesn't this just look like really cinematic how they're storming the beach? I think this could be like maybe in a Hollywood movie. Oh, let me pause the game real quick. There goes a Sherman. No, it's an M3 Grand. And because I paused, this infantry down here is still alive, but I don't think this will hold on for long. They have already dismounted back here. The infantry, for some reason, in my game, always dismounts the vehicle before actually doing anything, so yeah, there's that. So one M3 Grand, I think, down. And let's continue. The obvious downside of tanks exploding is, well, no more tanks. And also that the explosion will probably kill a lot of infantry around the tank. And you don't want that to happen, I guess. At least if you're the Americans, you don't want that to happen. I also played around with giving the Germans some field artillery way back, but this was too overpowered, and then the Americans just almost instantly died for being by being shelled with artillery. So sometimes I'll try to help the AI out a little bit on both sides, maybe recruit a few guns, all that stuff. Okay, early on, let's look at the casualties. This looks pretty good for the Americans so far. Only few have died on both sides, but I think as they get closer to the beach, that will be an increasing number. Especially once the mortars really kick into firing. Another tank exploded over there. I think it's probably another M3. Doesn't look like a Sherman. What are these guys doing up in the hill? I think these are Panzer Grenadiers. They shouldn't be up there. Guys, you're not allowed on there. Get back. Yeah, that's what I mean with the tank AI. It's for some reason they always want to go back here. Okay, I'll try to help these Shermans redirect their course. You should probably support your infantry over there, and you too. I could also give the Americans white phosphorus grenades, but I think I'm not gonna do that since the new Call of Duty just got shit from people for that. But nukes are obviously fine for the Call of Duty people. Okay, I think the Sherman just exploded over here. Yeah, that's right. That looks like a mortar hit, and this is what I mean by the mortar is quite effective. Some of them are dead. Most of them are alive still, but yeah. I think that was also a mortar hit, probably. Or an HE shell from Stuka Panther. And this might seem kind of in favor of the Americans, but I think I'm already gonna deploy the next wave of infantry, since they always get shredded once they really enter the beach. And they should have a chance of winning, so I'm already gonna deploy the next infantry wave. Okay, so there they go. A little bit more infantry support. Starting to storm the beach. I think it's strictly US Army in this one. Already one person dead over there. I did another Sherman over there getting ammo wrecked. And I think if that Sherman explodes, then this whole bunch of American troops will be completely obliterated, so should watch out for that and move away from the tank. At least I would if I were in that situation. Sherman is trying to make some moves. So it'll take out the Stück before the Stück takes out the Sherman. It's maneuvering around the tank traps quite well. Usually they tend to not do that. But so far that Sherman, the little Sherman that could. And next wave I'm also gonna deploy some more Shermans, so... Yeah, okay. Well, don't know what took that Sherman out. Might have been a Panzerschreck from this anti-tank infantry over here. Or this just usual infantry, so... Not sure how that happened. This guy over here is a Panzerschreck. Maybe it was this fella then. Or one of the stationary anti-tank guns. Well, it's already a mass grave, but you know what I mean. Okay, let's pause the game again real quick and look at the German casualties. I think this bunker has been fully taken out, so I'll have to recrew this. I wanted... Oh, well, not fully taken out. There's still these guys holding on, and he's got a pretty evil-looking mustache. Not as evil as other mustached German men I could think off the top of my head, but yeah, pretty evil to me. About the guns. I think one crew member of this gun has died, so we can tell Hans over here to recrew. And otherwise, the trenches over here look fine. I think this bunker has been taken out. Not fully, but mostly so. Oh wow, a lot of infantry in here, so I'm gonna tell a few guys to try to recruit that. Alright. American troops also moving up. German tank is still kind of confused where it's supposed to go. Get back to the beach, my friend. Battle's not over for you yet, and you're not trying to escape, I hope. Must have been a mortar hit again. Panther just shot. That looked nice. Okay, but now to fully show you the destructive... Never mind, Sherman got taken out. Okay, but they're doing quite well on their own without most of my assistance. Maybe some more of you guys back here from the... I think that's airborne. Could move up and use this destroyer tank as cover. I think that would be a wise idea. At least if you survive the run to this position. Seems like good cover to me. I sometimes gotta micromanage a little bit of the stuff, so... Yeah, unfortunate for these two guys. It's kind of hard for them to storm the beach, as, you know, it should be, because it's entrenched positions with machine guns and all of this stuff, so... It should be hard, but maybe send them some help from the armored brigade. I think that would be nice at this point. Okay, the armored brigade sent in some help in the form of a Sherman 5 tank with tulip rockets and a few more Sherman 5 tanks without rockets. I guess the army budget was limited to one Sherman with rockets, but I hope that'll do some destruction to the German fortresses over there. And a few more M3 half-tracks. I think the crew has unfortunately bailed out of my copy-paste bunker, so yeah, there's no crew in this wave, but next wave there's gonna be some more infantry support, so let them roll out, I guess. There are also these AT guns left, so yeah, I'll try to spectate the Sherman with rockets. Should be over here. Yeah, it's this one. Well, that didn't go too well, but I think he fired off his rockets and that were the few explosions on that bunker over there. Wonder what shot that Sherman. Might have been the Panther, not sure. Was a double bounce, I think. Don't know if their main gun is good enough to kill the Panther, but I'll tell them to try and shoot the Panther anyways. That hit the building back at the Panther. At the back of the Panther, I mean. Didn't hit the Panther, I think he just missed. Could have been that it bounced off, but he just hit the window back here. And you can tell by the smoke. Anyway, how are the bunkers doing? One guy left in here, a field medic. I think gonna be nice and tell him to retreat. Because, well, there's no point in holding this bunker alone, I think. Oh no, there's still a guy left on the bottom of this, but let's be honest, I think they're gonna do better if they try to hold out later in the battle. This bunker's been completely cleared by the looks of it. Yeah, no, this looks like a mass grave and not a bunker. Shouldn't, I think, We shouldn't move people in back here. This gun is still active, manned by this officer. This medic can help him if he wants to. This bunker is almost cleared out, so the coastal machine gun positions seem to be cleared out fairly well. This means there's less fire focus on the infantry from the bunkers at least. I've got heavier American British tanks moving up later on, so don't worry, this isn't the Armored Brigade's final form in this battle. I think that's been 3 solid hits on the Panther. I want to check, has it taken any damage yet? Well, you can see these holes. Let me get into the Panther's perspective. Yeah, no, not any real damage yet, so I guess the Sherman rounds aren't able to penetrate him from that distance. Not that good for the Americans, I would think. But you gotta see it in the positive way. The more tanks get destroyed on the beach, the more cover there is for the next wave. But doesn't this just look like really cinematic, like part of a movie? Well, I know, again, that this isn't realistic at all, because they wouldn't attack this way and all of that. Probably the army composition is way off, but yeah, it's just for fun, so don't take too much offense to that. There they go. This time I gave them some airborne troops as support. I think they also have some shotgun troopers like this guy here. So that should be useful once they get into close combat. Well, from this distance, I feel kind of sorry for the shotgun dude. He's kind of the Florida man of the US Army right now. Doesn't really contribute much and is just going crazy at it with a short-range weapon at a distance of like 250 meters, so good luck, shotgun trooper. Godspeed. Still active. It looks like everyone in this current trench has been cleared out. Well, a few guys are left, I think. It's best you guys retreat. That would be unneeded casualties. Let's see if they can even retreat or if they're just immediately killed by the Americans behind them. Well, looks like they're pretty good at running away. I think that was more of a French trait, but you know, they managed to get in. And now they can fire back at the enemies. I wouldn't be brave enough to fire back at such an overwhelming force of enemies after this type of situation. Yeah, this side is now crawling with American troops. It's great. Oh, yeah, there were mines back there. Gonna move it out of the way, so in case they want to go through the bunker, they can, because I think in real life they would also be able to move that if they use enough manpower. How's it looking on this side? I think this side is really heavily under mortar fire, because they just like emptied a whole troop transport into this. Let's see if the drivers are still left in these. They don't need the drivers right now, so they can also storm the beach with their fellow men. There should be an additional like 10 to 20 men with big machine guns, as it seems. I think the Stuka isn't a big fan of the Americans storming the beach over there, by the looks of it. How's that Merle doing? Ah, yes. A concrete wall. Very interesting. Mate, I don't know what you're looking at. Maybe you're looking at that soldier merging with the wall. I think that would be an interesting sight, but otherwise there's a concrete wall there, so I think the battle might have got to him a little bit and he's going a little bit insane. Okay, I think it's time to deploy the next American wave, because I'm not seeing a whole lot of progress. They need some armored support over here ASAP. Okay, so this time they got a few Firefly tanks with rockets and a way larger gun than the other Shermans, and a few Sherman 5s with rockets. There we go. And also a little bit of infantry support, but not that much. Just wanted to help out this side, because it seems like there's really not much progress being made. Also, we can look at the dead people again, and yeah, this whole beach just yeah. And also the guns that are laying on the ground. I think there's gonna be a little bit of an argument with Greta Thunberg about the pollution in the ocean. the way just I was making a joke, I actually really support what that girl does, so yeah, let's continue with the battle, I guess. Okay, maybe we tell that Firefly to immediately engage the Panther when it's in range. Maybe it can even outrange the Panther. Let's maybe also tell the Panther to shoot back at the Firefly. Maybe we can get a long-range tank battle. These are always kind of cool. The guy on the radio just said, "France is nice when you sit inside a German tank." Oh no, the Sherman is out of range actually, so Panther can't really do much about that. Feel sorry for the Panther, but that's just how life is sometimes. Well, I think the armor should be angled enough that the Firefly won't be able to do as much damage. Oh, now there are the rockets flying. Destroy the building back there. Can be rebuilt. Not that big of a deal. Oh! Well, there goes the Panther. But there also goes maybe a Sherman 5 or a Firefly. Let me look at the barrel really quick so then way I can tell. Yeah, that's a Firefly. But you know, such is war. Maybe sometimes your tanks get destroyed, sometimes the enemy's tanks get destroyed. That's just how it be sometimes. You guys can also move closer to the hill and not stand around on the beach and be fodder for the mortars. Okay, there goes the entrenched Panzer IV that was over there. Rip to that guy. Fuel trucks look fine. Sometimes they tend to explode and then burn down the whole thing. I think I'm gonna be fair, and these guys have no chance of getting out of that trench. I think they are going to surrender to the Americans and hide in the bunker. I know they look ready to fend off to the last man, but let's be fair here. If I were in a situation like they are, I would also surrender. So they're going to surrender and stay in that bunker over there. That's gonna be the prisoner bunker for prisoners of war. Okay, the prisoners of war are put into the bunker, and they're gonna hopefully stay there. Yeah, there they are. You can also move more into the bunker if you want to. And they will also have to put down their weapons at some point. Maybe you're gonna stay there and guard them. Alright. I think he just executed a prisoner of war. Well, it happens from time to time on. Probably had a gun with him or something, and he couldn't see it. Or he saw the gun and wanted to defend himself. Don't have to assume the worst case scenario. Yeah, that Firefly just drove right into the minefield and the tracks are disabled now. I want to manually fire the rockets. I think I think the turret drive is also disabled. Is it? No, it's not. Okay, give me the rockets. Yeah, there goes a rocket. I think that's enough rocket for now. Flattened this trench pretty well. There's still one Panzer Grenadier in here. Determined to hold the ground, but I think my dude, you should get out your Panzerfaust or Panzerschreck. Yeah, he's already on it. Unfortunately, just hit the wall above the tank. Now we have to make the decision. I think we're gonna pull up a few more people and try to hold this instead of pulling back. Wonder how they managed to get this far without. It was a mortar hit just about the just on the face of these guys and they didn't die. That's impressive. Talk about having thick skin, huh? The Americans should get one more round of support, and I think that's gonna be the last attack wave. If they need more attack waves, I might do one more after this one, because I really want to continue this kind of battle storyline, but yeah, gonna throw in one more wave now. So, probably last American wave with a few more Sherman 5s without rockets, just the usual Sherman 5s, and then we have this monster. This is a M26 E4 super Pershing tank, and they get 2 of these beauties, so I think the Germans need to watch out for these, and the Panther is disabled, and I think the Panther was their strongest anti-tank defense. because I don't think the Stuk will be able to kill an M26E for super Pershing. And then we have some regular infantry supporting the attack, and I just had a list right there for some reason. Another Firefly, I think that'll help them out quite a bit, and more Sherman 5s, a lot of more infantry, and another M26. So yeah, let's see how it'll work out. I would guess fairly well for the Americans. If you can call this fairly well. With war, you always have to look at, was it really worth it? Because if we look at the casualties, I don't think the war was worth it after all. For both sides. It's generally the thing with war that it's like kind of stupid, I think, but it's fun in games and it's cool to look at, but in general, yeah, Stuk, you shouldn't look at the infantry advancing to your left. Hans got it covered. You should look at the fuck ton of American tanks that are about to beat your ass, so I think that would be a better direction to look at. That was close. I think... Oh, there's the guy who repaired the tracks. That red dot next to the tank. He died for some reason. Yeah, the Stuk is under heavy fire. I think it might have taken out the Firefly or Sherman 5. Maybe it also just hit the armor, I don't know. 2 direct hits. Stuk is going strong. Something exploded way back here. Don't know what that was. It was an American tank. Might have hit a landmine or something, or got hit by a Panzerschreck maybe. Because there's one really mean AT guy sitting in here. Maybe it was him. Let's look at his tank kill count. Okay, his real name is apparently... Let's zoom in on his face. His name is... No, not this. His name is Ulf Krüger. And he just took out a tank. Alright, Ulf Krüger. You get an Iron Cross if you make it out of this. Which I don't think you will, but you know, you can always dream. And this really halted the American advance, probably. Maybe Ulf will be able to take out another Sherman, but my guess is that that is rather unlikely. But the Sherman is also not really... Where did that rocket go? Yeah, but the Sherman is also not really covering its flanks, so I don't really know what the tank crew expects if they... Yeah. The Stuk got taken out, oh well. Not that great. Maybe you guys might want to retreat to the main trench, or at least some kind of trench system, because sitting out there in the open isn't gonna do you guys any good. Wonder what Shotgun Man is doing these days, I haven't seen him in a while. And that's the fuel tanks exploding back here, what I talked about. Was a Firefly. Probably taken out by Ulf again. Oh well, I think Ulf is not gonna take out a whole lot of stuff anymore, so... M26 is now moving up, so... If there are any Germans left on this side of the trench, which they are not. But also just a few Americans, I think there have been a lot of them shot down. Oh, they just moved down here, but they can now move up and I will tell them to do so. But now that the M26 is up here, I think the Germans have pretty much lost. You can still see or look at some of the entrenched battles. Okay, M26, tell that Kübelwagen you don't like it. Yeah, bad Kübelwagen. Yeah, I think that was the last operational Stuk. Well, the Panther doesn't look completely beyond repair. I know it got ammo wrecked and the inside is probably all jangled up, but from the outside it didn't explode completely, so maybe I can do something with that in the next battle. Herr Admiral, what do you think is this situation savable? Him cowering in the corner with a Luger tells me he's probably not too optimistic. Maybe you should pull away your cap, and I know you like your status symbols, but maybe you should put on a helmet for safety reasons. yeah. Just for safety reasons, when the Americans storm this, at least your head will be protected a little bit. I think the Sherman is stuck in the mud. Yeah. Doesn't look too good. Maybe you should also abandon that. Try to help in the fight. Yeah. Big old truck explosion. Doesn't care that he's inside the fire, he's still gonna fire away. Oh shit, the M26 got taken out by a Panzerfaust, I feel like. I think. Or by a Panzerschreck. Didn't see that one coming. I thought the M26 was gonna be there till the end, but I guess I'm wrong. At least try to go inside the trench if you want to. Yeah, sometimes I gotta micromanage the AI to help them in the battles. Because I think they are in a much better position if they also try to return fire from the trench than the open ground. They have big-ass machine guns, so that should also help their case. They don't want to give up. Maybe they want to give up once they see that M26 in the back there, but don't think so. Yeah, I feel like they Alright, I guess he's not gonna be able to be moved back. You guys can try to move one row back. Sprint back and try to hold it, but I think there is no use and this will be lost for you. Another M3 is just taking the piss. I think that's a little risky if they have any AT capacity in there. That's what I meant. Another Sherman 5 gone. Yeah, these AT guys are really doing their job. How many tanks have you taken out? 3? 2 tanks, and he didn't get any. But these guys are just a menace. Oh, Shotgun Man is back from the dead. Let's see Shotgun Man in action. Running towards the enemy. In front of the Burning Panther. This genius is trying to think of what to do next. Don't think the best option is to run into the barbed wire. It's just an American tanker dead there. Well. I really don't think you want to be in this position. Shotgun Man is right around the corner, so... That might have been Shotgun Man. We don't know. But Shotgun Man is in his... Okay, that's a cool shot. Shotgun Man should be in his element right here, so... Or they just run into this. That could also happen, and they all get shot. Two of them left, I can see here, but I think with the American force having taken almost over the whole beach, would be a better idea to just be the big man or the smarter party and give up. That's not the German way mostly, but sometimes it's a wiser idea than you think. The Americans really aren't making a whole lot more of advancements. I think it's fair to say that the Germans are gonna surrender as soon as anyone gets a hold of the news that the whole fucking American tank brigade is coming to kick their ass. So, you know, the last few Germans that are left in here, I think it's fair to say that they would surrender in a situation like this. So, yeah, let's let me negotiate a good surrender for the Germans, and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so we finally got the surrender conference, at least for the part of the beach. So this commander surrendered all of his remaining, like, 10 troops or something to the generals at hand. We've got this officer over here, and this officer over here, and these Germans just surrendered, so this battle is officially won for the Americans. As always, you gotta ask at what costs, and the prisoners of war from the Germans are all inside this bunker, and we'll see more of them in the next episode of this battle series. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, even if the end was a little slow, because the American troops didn't really know how to work the situation. Also, I think it would only be fair to have shotgun man in the back, trying to help with the conversation at hand and support peace deal. Because if he knows something, then it's how to hold a shotgun with his hand stuck inside the barrel. Anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and hope it wasn't too long. I don't know how long it'll be after the final cut, but I think I've been recording for about an hour now, maybe, or more. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this battle nonetheless, and I'll see you next episode. Bye.